Have you ever woken at 2 a.m., leg muscles, locked tight foot, feeling crushed, or been deep in a dream only to jolt awake from a cramp, like a knife slicing through, forcing you to stumble to the wall, trembling to ease the pain? When I was a kid, I thought leg cramps were no big deal. But one night, my grandpa's voice in the dark changed everything. He said, "It's happening again, kid. Once a night now, twice. 3 nights without a full sleep." Here's the thing: he ate so healthy. His dinners were fruit almond milk, some oatmeal, no sweets, no fast food. Yet, those leg cramps kept coming. Questions haunted me for weeks. Why would someone like him, eating so healthy, still get leg cramps at night? Aren't healthy foods supposed to be good for seniors? Then I discovered something shocking. Some foods labeled healthy can disrupt electrolytes and trigger muscle spasms if eaten before bed, especially in older adults. And the worst part, all 3 of those foods were in his nightly dinner. In today's video, I'll share how we helped him escape sleepless, painful nights, thanks to foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors, and cutting out 3 hidden danger foods from his dinner. If you're over 60, or have a loved one battling nighttime leg cramps, don't look away, because the food you're eating every night might be why your legs can't rest. Have you ever had cramps like this? Drop a comment below. Let me know my grandpa isn't alone. And if this topic feels worth watching, hit like and subscribe to the Senior Channel, because here every day is a step toward healthier living for those over 60. My grandpa Harold, 76 years old, lives in San Diego, California. A retired math teacher, he's always been disciplined, a morning jogger, eating exactly what doctors recommend, steering clear of processed junk. Every night, he'd have a small bowl of oatmeal mixed with ripe banana unsweetened almond milk, sometimes a few slices of red apple. Everyone praised how well he took care of himself. And honestly, before 70, he rarely complained of aches. But around age 74, leg cramps started creeping in. At first, just occasional stiffness when stretching. Then sudden cramps in his sleep. Some nights, he'd stand leaning on the bed, slapping his calf to dull the pain. Other nights, I'd wake to his faint groans. I asked, "Should we see a doctor, Grandpa?" He shook his head. "Probably just old age. Happens to everyone." But in his eyes, I saw something clear. He didn't believe it would ever stop. A man so precise, controlling every detail, now powerless against his own body. I dug into Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, Harvard Health, and learned leg cramps in seniors aren't normal. They signal electrolyte imbalances, poor blood flow, or missing minerals. And National Institutes of Health studies said over 60% of Americans over 65 get leg cramps at least once a week. But the scary part, most don't know the real cause. They blame age, exercise, their mattress, never looking at their dinner plate. I told Grandpa what I'd read. He chuckled, then sighed. "You think a banana and a bowl of oatmeal are making my legs cramp." I doubted myself too. But a voice inside kept pushing. What if those healthy foods are actually harmful for seniors at night? That's when I started my quest for the truth. Are there really foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors and others unknown to him, causing his pain? I began by examining his evening meals. Nothing odd: a ripe brown spotted banana, a few red apple slices, a warm bowl of oatmeal with almond milk. All healthy, even recommended by experts. But digging deeper, the truth came into focus. Overripe bananas good, but a double-edged sword. Bananas are rich in potassium, sure, but when overripe, lots of brown spots. They're loaded with simple sugars, digesting too fast. For seniors, a quick blood sugar spike at night can overwork insulin, disrupting the balance of potassium and magnesium, two minerals critical for muscle stability. A University of Maryland Medical Center study noted seniors eating high glycemic foods at night are more likely to cramp due to electrolyte shifts in the blood. So his nightly ripe banana, instead of relaxing him, was agitating his muscles. Red apples seem harmless, but missing something key. Apples have fiber and vitamin C, but almost no magnesium or sodium, both vital for nerve signaling and muscle relaxation. Eating apples at night filled him up, but didn't stabilize his muscle nerves. Worse, eating so close to bed increased digestive fluids, causing mild dehydration overnight, a top trigger for cramps. Oatmeal great for the heart, but unbalanced. Plain oatmeal is healthy, but alone, it lacks essential minerals. Plus, he paired it with unsweetened almond milk, low in protein, almost no sodium. The result? A dinner with nearly no electrolytes, like putting his body in low battery mode before sleep. It hit me. These healthy foods, without proper coordination or timing, were silently sabotaging his sleep and muscles. After hours of research watching videos from Mayo Clinic and Cleveland Clinic, I stumbled on a familiar phrase he'd never heard: foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors. It's not just what you eat, but when and paired with what to truly help a senior's body recover during sleep. From there, I built a list of foods that were easy to find safe for him, especially for dinner. But when I suggested he try it, he said, "I've eaten this way for decades. No issues. What if changing makes it worse?" That stung. Despite my reasoning, my evidence, he was a near 80-year-old American clinging to habits he trusted. So, the trial began. But it wasn't as smooth as I'd hoped. Week 1 started with a small change. I carefully planned his dinner. Ditched the ripe banana swapped in avocado. Dropped almond milk, replaced it with low-fat organic cow's milk, rich in calcium and protein. Kept the oatmeal, but added a pinch of chia seeds packed with magnesium and potassium. He looked at me, half smiled. "Your little science experiment, huh?" I didn't laugh back, just said, softly, "Give it 1 week, Grandpa. If it doesn't work, I won't push." The first 3 days, I barely slept, so nervous. Each morning, I asked, "Any cramps?" "Last night." He shook his head, then nodded. "Yeah, at 3 a.m., but lighter." I told myself his body might need time to adjust. Day 5, he cramped twice. By day 7, after his morning walk, he said, "Your new menu. Not saving these old legs." I was crushed. All the research notes, careful planning about foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors, none of it worked as I'd hoped. He even started asking for his old meals. "Say what you want. I feel better with what I know." I felt defeated. Not because he pushed back, but because I'd believed a small change could make a big difference and saw no difference at all. I started doubting. Were those terms, electrolyte balance, magnesium, potassium, really right for someone like him? Or was food not the main issue? Had I missed something? Then one evening, he said something that stuck with me. "Maybe it's not the food, kid. Maybe I'm eating too late." That triggered a memory of a study I'd skimmed. Meal timing affects how seniors absorb minerals and their sleep. A healthy meal eaten too close to bedtime can spike insulin, cause mild dehydration, triggering leg cramps. I glanced at the clock. He was eating around 8:30 p.m., going to bed by 9:15. Less than 45 minutes for his body to digest before deep sleep. Maybe the issue wasn't the food, but the schedule. And maybe there was still a missing piece in my formula. I started over this time, not just leaning on theory. I sought out real videos, real doctors, real people, those who'd escaped nighttime leg cramps, not just by avoiding foods, but by choosing the right ones at the right time with the right combinations. And that's when the twist came. That night, I was scrolling YouTube planning to watch a few minutes to unwind. Then a video popped up, simple title, Why Seniors Should Eat These 3 Foods Before 8 p.m. to Prevent Leg Cramps. It featured an older doctor, Dr. Ellen Vieira, a geriatric specialist from New Mexico. She spoke slowly, eyes warm, like she was talking to her own dad. She shared something I hadn't read in academic studies. Not every healthy food is right for seniors, especially at night. After 65, the body processes minerals slower, loses water easier, and needs gentle blood flow support before sleep. I scribbled every word, and then she listed 3 foods that helped hundreds of her senior patients cut leg cramps in just 1 week. Avocado, packed with potassium, magnesium, and healthy fats, calms muscle nerve activity, stabilizes electrolytes without spiking blood sugar. She recommended 1-3 in avocado before 7:30 p.m., sprinkled with natural sea salt, Celtic salt, to boost sodium absorption and curb nighttime dehydration. Tart cherry juice, rich in anthocyanins, reduces inflammation, improves sleep, and supports blood flow. Drink 4-6 Oz, 120-180 miles an hour before bed. Studies in the American Journal of Therapeutics show tart cherry improves deep sleep quality, reducing cramps from poor circulation. Green kiwi, not just vitamin C, but natural serotonin, relaxes muscles and regulates sleep. 1 kiwi around 7 p.m. is ideal. She stressed, don't eat after 8 p.m. And always remember, combine electrolytes, natural anti-inflammatories, and gentle digestion timing. That's the key. My mind lit up. That evening, I raced to Whole Foods, grabbed avocados, tart cherry juice, and kiwis. The next day, I prepped his dinner. 1-3 avocado with a pinch of sea salt, 1 fresh kiwi, a small glass of chilled tart cherry juice. He looked at me, let out a laugh. What's this new trick of yours? I replied softly. Not a trick. A message from a doctor older than you. He nodded, ate slowly. That night, he slept until 5 a.m. No cramps. The next morning over coffee, he said quietly, it's been a while since my legs didn't ache at night. Day 2, day 3, no groans in the dark, no jumping up, no midnight lights. I breathed a sigh of relief. For the first time in weeks, I knew I wasn't wrong. Foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors, not just knowledge, but a real lifeline for him. 1 week passed, then 2, then a whole month. No more quiet groans in the dark. No more standing, trembling, rubbing his legs on a cold floor. No more exhausted eyes over morning coffee sunken from sleepless nights. Each morning he walked the neighborhood, slow, steady, confident. No hesitant steps. The neighbor asked, Harold's looking good lately. What's his secret? He grinned, pointed at me. This kid fixed my dinners. Now my legs behave like a good grandkid. I laughed, choking up, because after everything, what brought him back wasn't pills, wasn't machines, but small, gentle things. A soft avocado with a touch of salt, a deep red glass of tart cherry juice, a green kiwi sliced in half. These simple foods saved a senior from long, painful nights. And it wasn't just his legs healing. It was his mood, his sleep, his sense of control over his body at 76. He stopped asking kid, "Why's it happening again?" Instead, each morning, he'd just say, "Last night was a good one." Are you eating a healthy dinner? Only to wake in pain from leg cramps. Have you, like my grandpa, thought, "It's just old age, gotta deal with it"? But now, you know, more vitamins aren't always better. More fruit isn't always safe. The right foods, at the right time, in the right combination, are the key. Foods that prevent leg cramps in seniors can be as simple as a kiwi or tart cherry juice. But eaten too late or wrong, they can still cost your body. If you're over 60 or have a loved one with frequent leg cramps, don't hesitate to try a small tweak. One change can bring a peaceful night, a stronger morning, a new joy in living. Have you had nighttime cramps? What do you eat in the evening? Comment below. I'll read every story, every share. Maybe your loved one will star in our next video. If this video helped, like, subscribe, and share it with family. Because at the Senior Channel every day, we find new ways to live healthier, happier past 60. And if you've eaten watermelon before bed, thinking it's light and cooling, the next video will shock you. One fruit you thought was good might be quietly stripping minerals and causing cramps at night. Watch next. Warning: this healthy fruit might be causing your nighttime leg cramps